Have you ever found yourself caught in a love so consuming that it feels both divine and destructive at the same time? One moment, you feel certain it's your twin flame, the other half of your soul, and the next, you're drowning in doubt, wondering if it was all just an illusion. You keep asking yourself, why can't I let go? Why do they feel so familiar, yet so far away? The truth is, in today's spiritual world, it's easy to lose yourself in illusions, disguised as destiny. The internet is overflowing with messages that mix truth with fantasy, teaching you that pain equals passion, or that obsession equals divine connection. And so, many seekers fall into emotional traps, chasing an idea of love that was never meant to imprison them. In this video, we're pulling back the veil to expose the difference between limerence, false twins, and true twin flames, because what you think is love may simply be longing dressed as spirituality. Together, we'll explore how the mind can create powerful illusions that mimic divine connection, how emotional dependency can disguise itself as soul recognition, and how to finally tell the difference between an ego attachment and a sacred bond. This isn't just theory, it's a mirror for your soul, and once you look into it with open eyes, you'll begin to see who was real and who was never meant to stay. By the end of this video, you won't just understand your connection, you'll understand yourself. The confusion that once drained you will begin to dissolve, replaced by inner peace and spiritual clarity. You'll stop searching for signs outside of yourself and start recognizing the divine truth within you. Whether your twin returns or not, you will walk away free from illusion, free from obsession, and aligned with the love that was always meant for you. Because clarity doesn't just show you who your twin is, it shows you who you are becoming. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and stay until the end, because what you're about to hear may completely change how you see love forever. Section 1. Understanding limerence, the illusion of love. Let's begin by exploring the concept of limerence, a term often mistaken for love, but rooted in illusion. Limerence is not true love. It is a heightened state of emotional obsession. It's when your mind becomes captivated by someone you've shared a fleeting or superficial connection with, yet your heart begins to treat that connection as something divine and fated. Every glance, every word, every coincidence becomes charged with meaning. You replay conversations, analyze signs, and romanticize even the smallest interactions. Before long, this person becomes the center of your emotional universe, not because of who they truly are, but because of what your mind projects onto them. In this state, your thoughts loop endlessly around them. You wake up thinking of them, go to sleep hoping for a message, and check your phone dozens of times a day. It feels intoxicating, the rush of anticipation, the thrill of potential, the drama of uncertainty. But the truth is, limerence feeds on distance and fantasy. The less accessible they are, the stronger the obsession grows. The moment they pull away, your energy chases them harder. You confuse the anxiety of not having them with the excitement of love. You begin to crave their attention, their validation, their presence, as though your emotional stability depends on it. This is where many spiritual seekers get lost, mistaking emotional intensity for divine connection. You might tell yourself that the universe is sending you signs, that this must be your twin flame, that destiny is drawing you together. But beneath that narrative, there is often no spiritual activation, no inner awakening, only the reflection of your own unmet needs. Limerence mirrors the parts of you that are still yearning for external validation, the child within who was once unseen or unloved, now projecting that longing onto another soul. The energetic dynamic of limerence is addictive because it operates like a spiritual mirage. It appears sacred, but it drains rather than expands you. Instead of leading you inward, it keeps you fixated outward. Instead of awakening your divine essence, it reinforces your attachment to illusion. The highs feel euphoric, the lows devastating. You begin to equate suffering with love, believing that the more you hurt, the deeper the connection must be. But genuine spiritual love does not demand obsession, it brings peace. True twin flame connection is not a roller coaster of emotions. It is a steady fire that purifies, not consumes. If you find yourself trapped in this cycle of longing and chasing, this is your moment to pause. Ask yourself, what am I truly seeking through this person? Is it love, or is it the feeling of being chosen, being seen, being enough? Because limerence, at its core, is not about the other person. It is about the part of you that still believes love must be earned, chased, or proven. The universe does not send you someone to fill your emptiness. It sends you reflections to help you heal it. Limerence is not a divine test of love. It's a gentle invitation to return home to yourself. When you stop chasing illusions, the energy that once clung to someone else begins to flow back into your own being. You reclaim your power, your peace, and your ability to love without losing yourself. You begin to recognize that the intensity you once mistook for love was simply your own energy trying to remind you where to look inward. The moment you honor that truth, the illusion dissolves, and what remains is real love, grounded, clear, and born from wholeness within. Before we move forward, take a deep breath and sit with this awareness for a moment. Have you ever found yourself in that space, mistaking longing for love, mistaking obsession for connection? If what we've just discussed resonates with you, it's not a reason for shame but for awakening. Every soul on the path of ascension encounters this mirror at some point. It's how we learn the difference between emotional dependency and divine love. I'd love to hear your reflections in the comments below. What part of this message spoke to your heart today? Or if you simply want to affirm your growth, type, "I choose clarity over illusion." Let this be your declaration that you are ready to move beyond the fantasy and into the truth of sacred connection. Section 2. False twins, the precursor to awakening. Before true union can be experienced, the soul often encounters what many call a false twin flame. The term false may sound harsh, as though this person exists to deceive, yet that isn't their purpose at all. In truth, false twins are sacred catalysts, divinely orchestrated figures who appear in your life to awaken what has long been dormant within you. They mirror the energy, frequency, and emotional pull of your true twin flame, yet their role is not to stay. Their presence is the spark that ignites your spiritual transformation. A false twin may enter your life during a period of longing, confusion, or spiritual curiosity. They often arrive like a whirlwind, fast, magnetic, almost too intense to be real. With them, you might feel instant recognition, overwhelming chemistry, or an inexplicable pull that feels destined. And yet, soon after, their presence begins to reveal emotional chaos rather than harmony. They trigger deep-rooted wounds you may have buried for years, feelings of abandonment, rejection, jealousy, and unworthiness. These emotional eruptions are not punishments, they are awakenings. Through the discomfort, the heart begins to stir, and your spiritual energy, particularly your kundalini, starts to rise. When this happens, your heart chakra begins to open in ways it never has before. Suddenly, you may find yourself crying without knowing why, feeling waves of love and pain simultaneously. The intensity can be confusing because your mind wants to label it as the one, but the soul knows it as initiation. The false twin is not your destination, they are your awakening. They act as the mirror that shows you what still needs healing before your true divine counterpart can enter your life. Think of this phase as the universe placing a key in your hands. The false twin is that key briefly appearing, unlocking the door to your inner transformation, and then disappearing as quickly as they arrived. Their sudden departure is not rejection, it is divine timing. They were never meant to walk the entire path with you, only to awaken your readiness to meet the one who will. When they leave, it may feel like loss, but what truly begins is a sacred motion within your energy field, a forward movement toward your authentic divine union. In this way, the false twin acts as the precursor to awakening. Their vibration stirs your soul out of stagnation and propels you toward a higher state of consciousness. You begin to see love not as attachment, but as evolution. Every tear, every confusion, every unanswered question becomes part of the alchemy that prepares you for the arrival of your true twin flame. So, when a connection that once felt divine suddenly fades, do not see it as failure. See it as sacred redirection. The false twins' purpose was never to complete you, they came to awaken you, to shake your soul free from illusion, and to prepare your heart for the kind of union that can only exist when both beings are truly aligned in spirit. They are the storm before the calm, the initiation before the illumination, and the threshold between illusion and truth. Their chapter may be brief, but its impact echoes long after, because through them, you don't just meet another person, you meet yourself. Section 3. True Twin Flames, the explosive spiritual activation. When a true twin flame connection enters your life, it doesn't come softly or subtly, it arrives like a divine storm. You cannot summon it through longing, searching, or wishing. It manifests only when your soul has reached the vibrational readiness to experience it. This encounter is not governed by logic or timing. It happens by divine orchestration, often in the very moment when you've surrendered, when love no longer feels like something to chase, but something to become. Then, without warning, the universe delivers what feels like a spiritual earthquake, an encounter that shakes the foundation of your reality and awakens your soul on every level. From the moment your eyes meet or your energies intertwine, there is a recognition beyond words. It's as if lifetimes of memories flood your being, and your soul whispers, "I know you." The connection carries an indescribable magnetism, a pull so powerful it defies reason. You feel their energy even when they're not physically present. It reverberates in your dreams, your emotions, and even the rhythm of your breath. This intensity is not obsession, it's activation. The divine masculine and divine feminine frequencies, known in ancient traditions as Shiva and Shakti, begin to merge within you, igniting your inner Kundalini energy. This awakening can feel both ecstatic and terrifying. It's not simply falling in love, it's falling into the vastness of your own soul. Your heart chakra bursts open, flooding you with emotions you didn't know you were capable of feeling. You might experience waves of euphoria, followed by sudden tears, profound peace, interrupted by deep confusion. These fluctuations are part of the energetic recalibration taking place within you. Your emotional system begins to detoxify, your old beliefs crumble, and everything that once made sense starts to dissolve. The twin flame encounter doesn't just change your life, it redefines your existence. Soon, the universe begins communicating in unmistakable ways. Synchronicities appear everywhere, repeating numbers like 1111 or 222, songs that seem to speak directly to your situation, names or dates that reoccur with divine precision. You may even encounter animal messengers such as swans, symbolizing divine union, dolphins representing harmony and play, or crows bringing transformation. These signs aren't coincidences, they are energetic confirmations from the universe, whispering, "You are awakening." The experience can be overwhelming because it dismantles the illusion of separation. You begin questioning everything, your identity, your relationships, your purpose, even your concept of love itself. Every false mask begins to fall away. You no longer see love as possession or validation, but as sacred expansion. The connection draws you inward, demanding growth, healing, and surrender. It is not the kind of love that soothes you, it's the kind that resurrects you. And this is what truly distinguishes a real twin flame bond from all others. It isn't a fantasy spun by desire or imagination, it is initiation. It is not about losing yourself in another, but about finding your higher self through divine reflection. This union is the alchemy of souls, the fusion of light and shadow, the awakening of the god and goddess within. It pushes you to evolve beyond fear, beyond attachment, and into the highest expression of unconditional love. A true twin flame connection doesn't simply enter your life, it erupts within your consciousness. It's not infatuation, it's evolution. It's not a love story, it's the story of your awakening. Imagine this. A woman named Alina had spent years searching for love that would make her feel complete. After a series of unfulfilling relationships, she finally met someone who felt different. From the very first moment, she felt an electric pull, not just emotional, but spiritual. When she looked into his eyes, it was as if she saw her own soul reflected back at her. At first, everything felt perfect. The laughter, the synchronicities, the uncanny sense that the universe itself had orchestrated their meeting. But soon, the connection began to shake her to the core. Old fears she thought she had healed started resurfacing. She found herself crying without reason, feeling waves of energy rise through her spine and experiencing vivid dreams that revealed hidden parts of her soul. Her entire being felt like it was on fire, not from passion, but from transformation. As Alina's journey deepened, she realized this connection wasn't meant to give her comfort, it was meant to awaken her. Every argument, every separation, every moment of silence between them became a mirror, showing her where she still carried pain, control, and fear. She began noticing signs everywhere, 11:11 on the clock, songs playing the exact words she needed to hear, and a recurring image of swans appearing during her meditations. Slowly, she understood that her twin flame wasn't here to fill her emptiness, but to guide her toward wholeness. The love between them was not an ending, but a beginning, the spark that pushed her into deeper self-awareness, spiritual growth, and divine remembrance. This is the essence of the true twin flame connection. It is not about finding the perfect person. It is about discovering the divine within yourself through them. It is the kind of love that burns away illusions, reshapes your soul, and calls you to rise into your highest frequency, the love that awakens you to who you truly are. Section 4. The Path of Awakening and Ego Death. When the twin flame connection activates, everything in your life begins to shift. It's not just a change in perspective, it's an energetic rebirth that shakes the very foundation of who you thought you were. The person you used to be starts dissolving, and with that dissolution comes both liberation and deep discomfort. This is what many call the ego death, the unraveling of the identity that was built on fear, attachment, and illusion. It is not a punishment, but a sacred purification process where everything that is not aligned with your true essence must fall away. As this awakening deepens, you may find yourself entering what mystics call the dark night of the soul. It's a period of intense inner transformation where buried pain, emotional wounds, and unhealed traumas rise to the surface, demanding to be acknowledged and released. This phase can feel lonely, confusing, and even unbearable at times. Old coping mechanisms stop working, and the external world seems to lose its meaning. But in truth, this darkness is the womb of your rebirth, the place where your soul begins to reclaim its light. During this stage, the mind often rebels. It wants to make sense of what's happening. It analyzes, overthinks, and seeks logic where none exists. You might spend hours searching for explanations, watching videos, consulting oracle cards, reading spiritual books, or collecting crystals, anything that promises clarity or comfort. While these tools can be supportive companions on your path, they are only mirrors reflecting fragments of your truth. They are not the source itself, because the true answers cannot be found outside of you. They emerge from the silence of your surrender, from the still point within where your soul speaks without words. This is where many seekers struggle. They confuse understanding with awakening. But awakening is not about intellectually grasping the twin flame journey. It's about experiencing the dissolution of illusion. The more you chase after meaning, the more you strengthen the very ego that is meant to dissolve. The awakening path invites you to stop striving and start allowing to let the divine intelligence of your soul realign you naturally with the frequency of unconditional love. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means trusting that the universe knows the rhythm of your healing far better than your mind ever could. When you stop resisting, the energy begins to flow again. Your vibration rises, your perception clears, and you begin to see beyond the duality of loss and gain, separation and reunion. You realize that this entire process, every heartbreak, every confusion, every silence, has been leading you back home to your true self. In this sacred return, you are not the same person you were before the connection began. You have been stripped of false identities, purified through divine fire, and awakened to the remembrance that you were never separate from love to begin with. This is the path of awakening, not a destination to reach, but a continuous unfolding of your soul's truth, one surrender at a time. If you've made it this far, take a deep breath. You've walked through some of the most profound truths of the awakening journey. This path isn't for the faint of heart, and if these words have resonated with you, it's because your soul recognizes its own transformation unfolding. I want to invite you to pause for a moment and reflect what part of your awakening has challenged you the most. What truth are you learning to surrender to? Share your story in the comments below. Your words might be exactly what another soul needs to hear today. Or, if you simply wish to anchor this message into your energy, type the affirmation, "I surrender to the flow of divine awakening." Let this be your declaration, a reminder that you are not lost in this journey. You are being reborn through it. Section 5. The Divine Feminine leads the way. When the twin flame connection ignites, it is most often the Divine Feminine who awakens first. This energy, beyond gender or physical identity, carries the intuitive, emotional, and receptive essence of creation itself. The Divine Feminine feels the pull of the connection before the mind can understand it. She senses the sacredness beneath the chaos and begins a journey that requires both surrender and strength. Her sensitivity is not weakness. It is the key that unlocks the spiritual evolution of both souls. The feminine is the one who feels everything deeply. She is the one who collapses on the floor in tears when the separation feels unbearable, who searches for meaning when logic offers none, and who still, despite heartbreak, chooses love again. Her awakening begins through pain, but that pain becomes her teacher. Each emotional breakdown she endures becomes a breakthrough into deeper truth. Through her willingness to feel, she purifies the energy between herself and her counterpart, cleansing karmic imprints and energetic blockages that have lingered across lifetimes. Meanwhile, the divine masculine often resists this process. Anchored in the physical realm, he tends to process energy through action and logic rather than emotion. His awakening unfolds more slowly because he must first face his fears of vulnerability, loss of control, and surrender. The intensity of the connection overwhelms him. It feels like standing before a mirror that reflects every suppressed emotion and hidden wound. So he runs, hides, or disconnects. But even in his silence, he is not immune to her energy. The feminine's vibration acts like a tuning fork to the masculine's soul. Every time she chooses healing over reaction, love over resentment, surrender over control, her frequency shifts, and with it, his begins to move as well. This is why the feminine leads the connection not through pursuit or persuasion, but through energy. She leads by transforming herself. Her power lies not in convincing, but in becoming. As she alchemizes her energy, transmuting pain into peace, attachment into acceptance, longing into love, she stops repelling her counterpart. Her energy softens, her heart expands, and she begins to magnetize naturally. This is not manipulation or strategy, it is alignment. When she embodies her divine codes, the wisdom of unconditional love, compassion, and truth, she becomes the embodiment of union itself. In that state, she no longer waits for union. She is the union. Her healed energy creates the space for the divine masculine to rise into his highest potential. The polarity begins to harmonize. The dance of chase and retreat slowly dissolves, and what remains is resonance, two souls vibrating as one, not through effort, but through alignment with divine order. The journey of the divine feminine is the heart of the twin flame path. Through her courage to feel, forgive, and transform, she becomes the light that guides both souls home, not to each other first, but to the truth of who they have always been, divine love in human form. The twin flame journey is not a pursuit of someone outside of yourself. It is the awakening of the divine essence that has always lived within you. As the illusions of limerence dissolve and false twins fade into memory, what remains is the truth, a love that transforms you from the inside out. This sacred path is not about possession or validation. It is about remembrance. It's about rediscovering your own light, your own worth, and your unbreakable connection to Source. When you stop chasing and start aligning, everything changes. The chaos begins to calm, the longing turns into peace, and the emptiness you once tried to fill with another becomes a sanctuary of wholeness. The universe responds to your inner frequency, and the moment you surrender control, you open yourself to divine orchestration. Trust that every delay, every detour, every heartbreak was not a punishment, but preparation. It shaped you into the soul who could hold this kind of love with grace. If you are walking this path, know this truth. You are not alone. Every activation, every sign, every tear shed beneath the stars is guiding you home to yourself. The twin flame journey is the soul's way of saying, it's time to remember who you are. Because real union begins not when two souls come together, but when one soul becomes whole within itself. So, from my heart to yours, I send you love, clarity, and the courage to trust your own awakening. If this message resonated with you, share in the comments a meaningful quote that touched your heart today, one that reminds you of your divine truth. Don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs light on their path, and subscribe to Spiritual Universe for more guidance on your sacred journey. And if you're ready to go deeper, watch the next video below. Your next step toward alignment and truth awaits.